right, cool.
Yeah.
Let me muster up the intro, because I messed up an intro.
No, get him.
No, I messed up. Yo, look, man, look, don't leave. If you ever on a list over here, don't leave, because I will straight bypass your ass. But the reason why I'm not going to do it to this brother is because before we started, yo was giving me the lesson of my life. You feel me? If I had any question on how to do X, Y, and Z, we had a little conference over there, and I wasn't even ready to start the show when we ended. So I want to give it up for this brother who is sheer proof that art means money, and money is life when it has to be. And he just kind of is inspiration to where I want to be. This brother is doing several things. He's bringing Broadway to Busboys and Poets 1. He is a poet, an artist in every sense of the word. The man is awesome, a legend in his own right. Y'all give it up for Lamar Haley.
Don't play him that way.
How y'all doing? That was the worst and the best rendition of Ordinary People I've ever heard at the same time. At the same time, it was the worst and the best rendition ever. It was the worst because you didn't know all the words. It was the best because we knew who you were singing to. It was like, that's real shit.
Right.
All right, before I do this minute and a half poem, I want to let y'all know, for those of you who don't, I was fortunate enough last year to have a play on Broadway. Don't clap for that.
Don't clap for that.
The play was on Broadway. It was at the Manhattan Repertory Theater. It was the worst experience of my life. As a matter of fact, it was so bad that I promised them 3 plays. Like I signed a contract for 3 plays, and I'm not doing 2. So they're suing me even as we speak. I don't give a fuck, you can't get blood from the turnip. So my grandmother used to say, can't get blood from the turnip. So let them sue. But the play that I was going to bring there, I'm going to bring here to Busboys and Poets in Hyattsville, Maryland. And it's not just one play, you're gonna get 2 plays, 2 Broadway plays in one night. Hopefully most of you know, but if you don't, it's May the 24th, which is next Sunday. There are 11 tickets left. We sold out the first show, which is at 6 o'clock in a week. So they gave us another show the same night, and there are 11 tickets left for that second show. It starts at 9 o'clock.
Only 11 tickets.
Don't take that shit.
So I would love for y'all to be there, and I promise, I give you my word, I won't waste your time. I put way more time into plays than I ever put into a poem. So hopefully y'all will come out. I'll give you tickets at a phenomenal price tonight if you buy your tickets tonight. If you don't have cash, let's take credit cards. We're gonna do this one poem to get out of your way. And I'm doing all this lead up because the poem is only 1.5 minutes long. I'm gonna tell you why I'm doing this poem. And I am from the old school that says if you have to explain a poem, the poem ain't done. With that said, I'm going to explain this poem. 5 years ago, my mother was on her deathbed, and I prayed, and I begged, and I got angry, and nothing was working. So I said, what is the one thing that I can do better than, most people? Or at least I believe I can. So I can write and perform a poem. So I literally put my notebook down on her bed in that hospital room, and I wrote this poem. And I thought that was corny. I was like, this is corny, but I wrote the poem. About a year ago, because I told that story one time in Oklahoma City, I told it one time. And this young lady from Oklahoma City sent me a picture of her. And it wasn't like a selfie, it wasn't like she was trying to put it on Facebook or Twitter. She just sent me the picture directly of her leaning over her mother's deathbed writing a poem. And I said, okay, maybe I should do this poem more. So that's why I do it. or why I've been doing it over the course of the past couple of weeks. So, yeah.
The Bible is very specific about God creating us all in his image. We sin, he offers forgiveness, and I bear witness because I've supped with saved men and sinners, and their prayers are all basically the same. A bunch of confused souls trying to live with their pain. A bunch of confused souls trying to lead the same way they came. They are waiting on a miracle, and I'm watching her slip away. What light was so bright, now dimming, with everyone in the room talking to God but no one listening, and I'm remembering what her laugh sounded like before the devil came, and all our in-depth conversations about God and spiritual things, and I am searching for the message, knowing that in everything there is a lesson or a blessing, so I am waiting on a miracle, patiently. Asking God, why hast thou forsaken me? Please don't take my sunshine away from me. I am waiting on a miracle. Like Harlem waiting on Malcolm, or slaves waiting on Harriet, or Jesus waiting on Judas Iscariot. I am waiting on a miracle. Like Moses standing front the Red Sea, like a mother and father in delivery, like Noah when the rain stopped, like Joshua at Jericho, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, like Lazarus come forth, like water from a stone, like the prodigal son coming home, like Daniel in the lion's den, like God so loved the world he gave his only begotten son, like into thy hands I commit my spirit. It is done. I am waiting on a miracle. Moving mountains with faith the size of a mustard seed. Faith, the proof of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. May God guide my pen, because someone here tonight needs to hear me say these things. I've got a mother in the hospital, got a brother on the streets, got a sister pregnant at 13, got a grandmother with Alzheimer's. She starts to show symptoms. I bear witness, my God is still in the miracle business. We need only believe. So I am waiting on a miracle. So let it be. My mother, she was an evangelist.
Yes.
And I'm convinced that she won't be content until my voice is in a pulpit. I said my mother is an evangelist, and you'd be hard pressed to find a more fervent servant. She is fire baptized, and I've watched men find God through her eyes. I said my mother is an evangelist. Every Sunday she leads souls to Christ, but I tell her, Ma, I'm a poet. Every night I lead souls into the light. I go where most preachers would not dare. Y'all mistaken these words for poems. These ain't poems, these are prayers. This is how I talk to God, and y'all just happen to be here. These are all my fears and aspirations wrapped in a swaddling clothes and packed in a tomb for 3 days, and the Spirit moves the brightest block out of the way and resurrects the words I need to say, and they ascend off of the page while hundreds of people bear witness, so that generations from now will still be able to appreciate it. And from the grave, I said from the grave I can still hear my mother begging for my soul, hoping that one day I would see clearly and find my way back to the ministry. And it's hard for her to understand, because she's almost as stubborn as I am, that I'm out here chasing a dream. I didn't choose poetry. Poetry chose me. I liberate souls every time I write a poem, and I bring down the walls of Jericho every time I perform, and I wait for them to come to me. I go where they live at. I mean, even God is a poet. You need only read the 23rd Psalm to understand that. How ridiculous must a writer be to say, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, or my pen and my pad, they comfort me. That's why I get loved no matter where I go in this country. I used to contemplate suicide at least 3 times a week before poetry. And I'll tell you that to get your sympathy. I tell you that because I know at least 3 people in this audience are going through it with me. But who would have known? Who would have known that my own words could deliver me? Who would have known you could get closer to God with every metaphor and simile? And I ain't nobody. I'm just a ghetto bastard from an unforgiving northeast city, but with this pen, and with this pad, and with this mic, I'm larger than life. I fight the good fight, so when I'm dead and gone, please bury my ashes in the same tomb where they buried Lazarus. Because 100 years from now, some young poet is going to be thumbing through the CDs in his great-grandmother's attic, and he going to raise me from the dead. I said my mother is an evangelist. Every Sunday she leads souls to Christ. But I tell her slow and deliberate so that she will never forget that I'm still a poet, and I am following the will of my own God. And I'm far closer to him at this very moment than I would ever be in a pulpit. Thank y'all for listening. Just real fast. I don't want to take up any more time. It is important that we sell this building out, and I promise you I won't waste your time. I'm offering 2 Broadway plays. They charge people $200 to come see. It's not going to get anywhere close to that for y'all. Just want y'all to be in the building. I want y'all to come see what we're offering and see that the words still matter. So you're not going to see any singing. There's not going to be any line dancing. There won't be a person in leather tight pants and a purple wife beater just on the stage for no reason. I want to make sure that we don't waste your night. So if you believe in me, come on May the 24th. Get your tickets tonight. I'll give them to you at a ridiculously reduced price. And thank y'all so much for having me, and good night.
He's still the same Lamar, even though he don't got the beard.
That's right. He's trying to fool you.
I saved the bed for the play. That's how much I believe in it.
So make sure y'all go check him out. Make sure y'all see that play. 2 Broadway plays, y'all. Let's give him one more round of applause for letting us pray with him tonight.